Hello everyone, my name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, how to read someone's mind, specifically through the eyes, through the eye connection. You've probably heard that the eyes are the windows to the soul, that when you look into a person's eyes, you are able to see directly into their soul, into their inner self. There is a lot of truth to this old adage, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can use a knowledge of the law of attraction, a knowledge of energy, empathy, and how we can use these concepts to read the mind of others, to read others' thoughts and emotions, even when they don't say them aloud. But first, let me just give a quick shout out to my website, Sound and Soulful. In addition to being a speaker here on this channel, I am also a subliminal creator and sound healer. On this website, I have created a library of over 100 subliminal affirmations audio tracks. If you don't know about subliminals or you want to learn more about how you can use these meditation tracks to manifest anything in your life, check the description box of this video for more information. How to read someone's mind through their eyes. First of all, I want to give you a basis of understanding for how this form of mind reading, which is truly just energy reading, is possible. You've probably heard of the concept of empathy. Within the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk about being an empath, being a highly sensitive person. You may even identify with these labels yourself. An empath is someone who is highly attuned to the energies around them, who is gifted with the natural ability to be able to read and process energy from other people at a higher rate than perhaps the typical person. What most people get wrong about being an empath is that this label isn't so exclusive. In fact, we are all empaths. We all have access to heightened energetic sensitivity. We all have the ability to read energy, even the energy in the form of the thoughts and emotions of the people around us. So truly, all we're doing when we read someone's mind through their eyes is we are actually consciously reading and interpreting their energy. Because as we know, and as it is often said, energy does not lie. Energy cannot lie. Everything carries an energetic frequency, thoughts, emotions, people. This frequency is then radiated outwards toward us. And if we learn how to recognize different types of energy and interpret them, we now have the key. We now have the ability to read anyone around us. And for those of you who are empaths, you may not always see this as a gift. In fact, sometimes it can be a curse to be so intuitive, to be able to so deeply understand other people on an energetic level. This can present challenges within relationships because so often in today's society, the way we present ourselves to others is very skin deep, very surface level. We all project a certain image, an image we want others to think of when they see us. But beneath that image, there is our true energetic frequency, our true thoughts, feelings, our authentic self. And it's a very rare person in today's world who presents that authentic self to others. So when you are an empath, it can be very draining because every person you come across is usually presenting two selves: their authentic self, which is the self that they truly are, the self they are radiating energetically, and their shallow self, their inauthentic self. And this constant jumping between seeing them inauthentically as they are presenting themselves and seeing who they truly are can cause so much turmoil, confusion, that then leads to exhaustion, which is what we then call empath fatigue. I know I'm getting on a bit of a tangent here, but I really want to lay a groundwork for understanding that people may lie with their words. They may lie with what they tell you they're thinking or feeling, but energetically, they can't lie. And we can use this energy to read the minds of others. So what is step one to being able to become energetically sensitive enough to others that we can pick up on what they're thinking and feeling and essentially read their mind? Step one is, ironically, to actually go within. So when we talk about reading someone's mind, we think about it very externally. And many videos will tell you, look for this sign, look for this body language, look for this facial expression. But none of those external things are foolproof. Things like body language can often give us a window of insight into someone's energy, but it's never 100% accurate. The only way to be 100% accurate when it comes to reading someone else's thoughts and emotions is actually to first ground yourself in your own energy, in your own thoughts and emotions. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, we are all naturally born as energetic receivers, interpreters, and radiators. So we are actually naturally able to receive energy from others and to interpret this energy consciously and thereby to know what someone else is thinking and feeling. The reason 99.9% of people will never access this gift of energetic interpreting, this gift of mind reading, so to speak, is because we become so energetically entangled, enmeshed with the people around us that we don't have energetic boundaries. We're not actually able to understand what energy is ours and what energy we are receiving from other people. And if you can't determine what is coming from within and what is coming from the external, you will never actually be able to sort out someone else's thoughts and feelings from your own, and therefore you will never be able to read someone's mind in this way. When we learn to separate our own energy from others, we now have the power to read others' energy, right? It's just logical, because if we know what is coming from us, we fully recognize, understand, and are attuned to and grounded in our own energy, then we will always know when some external energy is coming in. And the more energetically grounded within ourselves we become, the more we are able to consciously interpret energy from others. In other words, the more we become grounded in ourselves, the more intuitive we naturally become. Because being able to read someone's mind is identical to the process of developing our own intuition. So, how do we go about performing this step one to reading someone's mind and energy? How do we ground ourselves within our own energy, set up boundaries energetically between us and the world around us, so much so that we become highly attuned, highly intuitive, capable of instantly reading someone else's mind through their energy? The single most important daily practice you can establish to do this, to ground your own energy, to separate your own energy from others, is through a daily meditation practice. I know that this is said so much within the spiritual community and the law of attraction community specifically, that it becomes almost like a chore. But the reason meditation is so powerful is because the only way that we can get clear energetically within ourselves, that we can heighten our intuition, that we can read the energy and thoughts of others, is by first going within. I always say on this channel, tune into yourself before tuning out into the world. Specifically, for energetic grounding, clearing, and setting up these energetic boundaries, I highly, highly recommend checking out a subliminal I have created to clear energetic blockages from all 7 chakras. I personally use this subliminal every single morning. It contains 7 powerful binaural beat frequencies, and each frequency resonates with a particular energetic center within the body. And this is so important because our bodies are like instruments. We must be tuned back to our natural frequency, and listening to this subliminal will allow you to do that, will allow you to retune yourself to who you truly are. And by doing so, to ground your energy and to be able to set up energetic boundaries between yourself and others. This is also really important for reading the energy of others because, like I said, we all have access to natural intuitive gifts. But if we are experiencing blockages in our 7 chakras, particularly when it comes to intuition in the crown chakra, these blockages are what cut us off from this intuition and prevent us from accessing these natural gifts of intuition, gifts of empathy, gifts of being able to read the thoughts and energy of others. So if you want to get in tune with yourself, retune your energy to your natural state and heighten your intuitive abilities, check the description box for a link to my 7 chakra clearing subliminal. Simply establishing a daily 15 to 20 minute meditation practice will naturally get you back in tune with your own intuitive gifts, the gifts you were born with, the gifts you were destined to reclaim. And really, just by doing that, you will find yourself naturally understanding, connecting with the thoughts and feelings of others. Within conversations with others, you will find these sudden knowings. Some call them downloads, popping into your mind as you just instantly know what that person is thinking or feeling without knowing how. That's truly what intuition is. I've heard it said, intuition is knowing what you don't know. And that's the kind of intuition you will develop with others the more you tune inward. So once we establish this daily practice, once we are incorporating a daily clearing and energetic grounding practice into our daily routine, the next step to reading someone's mind through their energy is the step that you probably came to this video looking for. This is how you can read someone through conversation with them or by being in the same room as them, and specifically through the eye connection. Now, why do I focus so much on reading someone through their eyes? The reason I focus upon the eyes is because, like I said earlier, body language, vocal tone, so many external manifestations can lie when it comes to someone's energy, can be manipulated with practice. So someone can manipulate their own body language, their own voice, the way they project or present themselves to you. They can lie through their words. There is no foolproof method of reading someone's energy on the physical, with the exception of through the eye connection. You've probably heard the statement, their eyes betrayed them, or their eyes betray their true feelings, because our true self will always be betrayed through our eyes. We can attempt to present ourselves in a shallow, inauthentic way to others, but if we look deeply into their eyes, they will always be able to clearly see our true selves, our true intentions, our true feelings. Just think about when someone was falling in love with you. Even if you weren't a necessarily highly intuitive person, just looking into their eyes, you could probably see their love, see how they felt about you. And alternatively, if you've ever been in a situation where someone was falling out of love with you and you knew it, the major way you could probably tell they weren't in love with you is through a kind of coldness or harshness in their eyes. The eyes truly do give us a window into the soul. So how can we use this eye connection to read someone's mind, to read their thoughts in conversation with them? The next time you're around this person, I want you to focus on their eyes. Now, obviously, this is a bit difficult if you aren't talking to them, because if you aren't in conversation, it might look kind of weird if you're just staring into their eyes. But find an opportunity where it wouldn't be weird to look into their eyes and to truly see them. See, one other reason so many of us don't access our intuitive gifts is because we don't make eye contact with other people. In today's society, we're so often looking down, looking away, not looking directly at someone. And actually, as an empath, this is a bit of a side note, but something interesting to note. If you are a highly sensitive person and you find it difficult to make eye contact with people, you may have thought that this was because you were awkward or shy, but the real reason you're having trouble looking into people's eyes is because those people are presenting themselves to you in an inauthentic way. They're not showing their true selves to you externally, and every time you look into their eyes, you can feel the inconsistency because you are seeing them as they truly are. You are empathic, so you can't help but see them as they truly are. And this causes you low levels of stress and anxiety and literal bodily sensations of repulsion that affect you, that exhaust you in very physical ways. So that's just a side note if you've ever experienced that. But on the flip side of that, when we do look into someone's eyes, we will always be able to naturally connect with their true selves, naturally connect with what they are truly thinking and feeling. So when you look into their eyes, I want you to let all of the external go. I want you to completely release any thoughts or opinions or judgments you're having about their external appearance. I don't want you to think about the way that their body looks or their body language or what they're doing. I want you to completely phase out not only everything about their physical appearance, but everything about the entire external world, and allow yourself to just completely focus on their eyes. And this may be, and probably will be, pretty uncomfortable because most people never make this kind of intense eye contact with the people they're speaking with. But if you want to truly read someone's thoughts and feelings, this is necessary. As you do this, and as you're speaking or communicating with them, I want you to notice any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that just pop up into your brain, into your mind, into your body, any body sensations. And this is why the step 1 was so important, that step of daily meditation, chakra clearing, grounding, because if you haven't been practicing daily grounding through this kind of meditation, you may not be able to follow through on this step. You may not be able to receive these kinds of downloads, emotional feelings, thought impulses from this person. But if you have been doing the work, if you have been clearing your energy, grounding yourself, tuning into your intuition, then as you look into this person's eyes, you will receive these impulses of thought. There's no other way to really describe them. Thoughts that just seem to come out of nowhere, feelings that seem to come out of nowhere. Now, sometimes these thoughts may be very specific. I've had experiences doing this where I have been in a very intuitive headspace and been speaking to someone, and it's like this thought just came into my head instantly, where I just knew, this has gotten, you guys, I'm sure some of you out there have experienced this. It's the strangest thing. But when you're speaking to someone, looking deeply into their eyes, and all of a sudden you get this feeling that something very specific has happened to them, or that they're thinking something very specific. And then later on, you come to find out that this random thought you had about them that seemed to come completely out of the blue was actually 100% accurate. This is literally the power and the specificity with which we can read someone's thoughts and energy through this very powerful technique when we are consistently tuning in to our own intuition. The only way, and I guess the step 3 to this process, to truly become adept, become an expert at reading someone's thoughts and energy is through practice. Because often you won't know right away whether that impulse, that thought that came to you about them was accurate. So the only way to truly know, to truly progress in this energetic, interpretive practice is through consistently grounding your own energy. Like I said, through daily meditation, through daily chakra clearing, and listening to subliminals. Finding your center within yourself, and then being able to recognize anything outside of that center, coming from other people. And then from there, being able to interpret that energy in the form of specific thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you will then be able to attach to the specific people you're communicating with and read their mind. This is a practice that can take months, years to truly cultivate, but one that you can begin using right away. And I promise you, even just using this technique, just meditating, tuning into yourself for a week, or even a few days, or even a day, and then using this eye technique, looking deeply into someone's eyes, and then just listening to your own intuition as you energetically pick up on thoughts and feelings coming from this person, you will begin to see real results from doing this. You will begin to heighten, sharpen your own intuitive abilities. And if you're resonating with this video, I have a feeling that you are a naturally intuitive person, an empath, someone who is sensitive to energy, and that this was a gift you were destined to cultivate. So I hope that listening to this podcast helped you to reawaken yourself to your own natural intuitive gifts and abilities, and inspired you to continue cultivating those gifts, reaching your highest potential, becoming the version of yourself your soul destined you to be. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If I resonated with you, please subscribe to this channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Like I've said in the video, if you'd like to explore my 7-chakra clearing subliminal, as well as all of the more than 100 subliminals I have created, check the description box for more information about how you can use subliminals to powerfully shift your energy and manifest drastic changes in all areas of your life. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.